guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I post new recipe videos every Friday and I invite you to click that subscribe button so that you don't miss any of my recipes. Today we are making pumpkin bread, as you can tell by the title of the video. Guys, this is basically my banana bread video, which if you haven't checked it out, I'll be sure to link it right up here so you can go check it out later. I am so happy with the base of my banana bread, and it is so moist and so perfect every single time that I just tweaked it a little bit and finally perfected my pumpkin bread recipe. As always, I will be leaving a list of all the ingredients and their measurements in the description box below, but these are the ingredients that we will be using. Some vanilla extract, a 15-ounce can of pumpkin puree, 2 eggs, some plain Greek yogurt, a stick of unsalted butter softened at room temperature, some white granulated sugar, and then our dry ingredients, some all-purpose flour, some baking powder, baking soda, cinnamon, pumpkin pie spice, and a little bit of salt. So let's go ahead and get started putting together our pumpkin bread. So today I'm using my standing mixer. If you don't have one, you can definitely do this with a hand mixer. The first thing we are going to do is cream together our butter and sugar. So I'm just setting it at a low speed at first just to kind of get things moving and incorporated. And then I increase the speed and just mix it together and cream it together until it is nice and fluffy. I like to go in every once in a while and give the sides of my bowl a scrape just to make sure that everything is getting nice and incorporated. And then I turned my mixer back on at a low speed and I am adding my eggs in one by one. Next, you want to add in just a splash of vanilla extract. It's about a teaspoon. And once you've gone ahead and given that a mix for a few seconds, go ahead again and scrape down the sides of your bowl. And slowly add in your dry ingredients. I added mine in about 3 batches. What I did was I just set all my dry ingredients together in a large bowl and I whisked them together before adding them into my mixer. You want to mix this on a low speed and you just want to mix it until everything is incorporated. You don't want to overmix because your bread will be denser and it will have a different crumb. So at this point, your batter will be very thick, and if it is, that's great because that is exactly what it's supposed to look like at this point. So what I did was I stopped my mixer once all of my dry ingredients were incorporated, and I added in my entire 15-ounce can of pureed pumpkin. Now, if I were to do this again, I would definitely add in the pumpkin when we add in our eggs. So I would cream together the butter and sugar, add in my eggs, my vanilla extract, and my canned pumpkin puree. This took a lot of elbow grease trying to fold it in, and honestly, it wasn't necessary. I tried it a second time and I just added in the pumpkin like I told you right after my eggs and my vanilla extract, and it came out exactly the same and great either way. Then what I did was I folded in my Greek yogurt. This, still do it how I did it. Don't mix it in the mixer because that just helps you avoid over mixing this batter. So what I did was I took a loaf pan, mine is an 8.5 inch, and I just sprayed it down with some Baker's Joy. You can use Pam or you can grease the sides of it with butter. And I went in and put my batter into my loaf pan and I just smoothed the top of it. I preheated my oven to 350 degrees and I baked it for 45 minutes. At the 45-minute mark, I checked it. The top was already perfectly brown how I wanted it. So what I did was I just tented a piece of aluminum foil over the top and I continued to cook it for the remaining 15 minutes. So you want to keep this in the oven for about an hour I would say halfway through, go and check it. Make sure your top is not super brown. And if it is, do what I did. Just tent a piece of aluminum foil over it so that it finishes cooking through. You're going to know when it's done when you insert a toothpick into the center and it comes out clean. That should be at about the 1 hour mark. And this is how it turned out, guys. So what I did was I took it out of the oven and I let it cool for about 10 minutes. And then I transferred it to my cooling rack where I let it cool for about an hour to 2 hours. Once it was completely cooled, all I did was I took a small saucepan and I made my brown sugar glaze. How I did that was very simple. I took 1 tablespoon of unsalted butter and I melted it down. To that, I added 2 heaping tablespoons of brown sugar, a dash of salt, and I just cooked that together until the butter had melted and it was nice and incorporated into my brown sugar. Now that mixture is going to look a little bit dry, so you need to add in some milk. What I did was I added some regular whipping cream and I added about a 1/4 cup of it. If you don't have whipping cream, go ahead and use milk. And then once all of that was mixed together and there weren't any lumps, I went ahead and added 3 tablespoons of confectioner's sugar, powdered sugar, and I mixed it in until I had a glaze-like consistency. If you want a thicker glaze, add more powdered sugar. If you want a thinner glaze, add more milk. And then all I did was drizzle it over my pumpkin bread once it had completely cooled, and I just let it set for about half an hour. That glaze will harden just a bit and it is the perfect touch to your pumpkin bread. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for clicking in on the video. If you liked it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you have a great day and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!